Hi, my name is Benjamin Katz, and welcome back to the 48 State Ice Cream Review, where today I'm at Bluebell Creameries in Brenham, Texas, trying the two flavors, Happy Tracks and Mint Chocolate Chip. Now, they have a fun policy where they don't offer to mix flavors, so it's $1 for one scoop, and each comes in a separate cup. It's a bit of a new experience, but hey, for ice cream, scoop for $1, I'll take it. Let's get started with the Mint Chocolate Chip. Now, for longtime viewers, you know that I have an aversion both to pure green mint chocolate chip flavors, as well as Bluebell and national manufacturers as a whole. So why am I at Bluebell today? Well, this is the birthplace of Bluebell Creameries, so I thought it would only be right if I was to try a manufactured ice cream, to try it from the source, to get a bit of a real taste of what the manufacturer is offering in the peak performance. So I'm not expecting too much from this ice cream. A very standard flavor with a good texture and cheap prices. So far they're fulfilling that. The mint chocolate chip is exactly what you would expect from a standard baseline mint chocolate chip flavor. The pure mint green has a good aesthetic. The color is very even and appealing to the eye. The texture and flavor, you know, they're okay. They're passable. Personally, I think the chocolate chunks are a bit too big and a bit cumbersome. They crunch like you're biting into a bar of chocolate. I think the mint extract is also a bit much and kind of tastes like gum if you just have the straight up ice cream flavor. Still, it's a crowd pleaser for a reason, and this is a very passable and very edible ice cream. Some ice creams that I've had, they don't really go down as easily. This one goes down easily. Let's move next to the Happy Tracks. I don't know if I'm going to switch cups between my flavors, but for $1 a scoop, I really can't complain too much. I definitely prefer this flavor over the mint chocolate chip. There's a lot of fudge in here, and the peanut butter cups have a beautiful textural and flavoral contrast that make the vanilla base with the chocolate mix throughout a pretty much perfect combination. It is, again, lacking a bit of that something special. It's generic, which it's meant to be. It is a national retailer, so they don't really have the leniency or leeway to go beyond and go into some of the more homemade vibes. But the texture and flavors are good. There is a reason why Bluebell is so beloved. Whenever I talk badly about national brands like Bluebell or Hershey's, I want to make it clear that I'm not saying their ice cream tastes bad. Arguably, their ice cream is some of the best tasting ice cream for the mass market that exists. I, however, think that they play a part in reducing the ability for smaller scale and more local operations to exist, thus reducing the overall heights that ice cream can and should achieve. Okay, let's get a big scoop of the two together now, see how it goes. Here's an idea for a flavor I want to use in my ice cream shop. Orange mint chocolate chip. Cumbersome name, I'll find a better analysis for it. But I love orange chocolate. I love mint chocolate. Give me an orange mint chocolate chip ice cream. You get the texture of the chocolate fudge, you get the flavor of the orange and mint combining so beautifully with the chocolate. I think that would make a great flavor. The flavor I just had, which was the combination, wasn't exactly that, but it did kind of taste like a mint chocolate chip. So, pretty good, but ultimately my baseline complaints that I have with Bluebell still stand. It's hard to describe, but when I eat ice cream that's locally made and fresh, it sort of makes my palate feel clean after every bite. But with a lot of the manufactured ice creams that I consume, I get this sort of stickiness on the palate, the stickiness on the lips. It kind of coagulates my saliva and makes my entire mouth feel overly sugary. Perhaps they're including more sugar than usual, or more sugar than other ice creams, but still, it's not the most pleasant texture to maintain on the palate. Ultimately, and what I dislike about it, is that having another bite of ice cream alleviates that discomfort until the ice cream goes away. So it kind of incentivizes you to keep eating more ice cream to remove the annoying texture that was imported from the previous bite. In terms of sheer value, I do have to give it to Bluebell. Unlike Ben & Jerry's, who charged $8 for a medium, Bluebell is charging $1 per scoop. In this context, we are at the manufacturing facility. They are producing with the economies of scale here. They can absolutely afford the $1 per scoop, especially as a bit of a additional benefit to people who are visiting the center. I think if you're coming here, this is absolutely a great value. Though it's not the best locally made, handcrafted ice cream, $1 for a scoop is not bad at all. In fact, it's pretty good. But that raises the question then, what are other companies doing selling Bluebell ice cream for $4, $5, sometimes $6 a scoop? It's insane to me to see that a manufacturer will sell so cheaply at their own facility, but then the places they sell to are jacking those prices way up. I know there's a lot of overhead that goes into it, and the fact that Bluebell owns this facility and doesn't have to pay rent, and it's considered part of their marketing budget, it makes sense why they're able to subsidize the cost of the ice cream so much. But for a manufactured ice cream, I feel like they're charging too much at every store that's not a grocery store. If you see this in the grocery store, absolutely, it's a good option. But out and about at an ice cream parlor, I would always, 10 out of 10, want to see locally made handcrafted scoops, even if it is a couple dollars more. And so that brings me to my closing thoughts. If you're coming to the manufacturing facility for Bluebell Creamery, you're gonna come here for the tourism, for the $1 a scoop ice cream, and to sort of get a sense of how the ice cream that shows up in all your favorite grocery stores is made and produced. While I don't believe it's the best ice cream overall, getting it at this facility is an incredible value for your money. And it absolutely is worth seeing this facility and seeing how it's all made. Would I come back here again? Not really. I think this one time was good enough to get a good sense of how Bluebell operates. But I do appreciate that companies like this exist and do sell in. I don't want to see them in my ice cream parlors, but I do like the fact that they exist. If you like this video and want to see more like it, consider subscribing, or go to fanfoldsmarketing.com for more on the journey. Thank you.